Cillian Murphy exposes Hollywood's evil deeds to exploit its writers. Tire industry is at a crossroads, and everybody knows it. Is Hollywood taking advantage of its writers? Cillian Murphy has made his debut in his performance in Oppenheimer. But that isn't the only reason he's in the headlines. Did he call out Hollywood's evil deeds to exploit its writers? Before I go into the details, click the subscribe button so you never miss a video when it's been posted. So what's really going on in Hollywood? America's film and TV industry is expected to grind to a halt today as tens of thousands of Hollywood actors join screenwriters in the first industry-wide strike in more than 60 years. 160,000 Screen Actors Guild members scheduled to stop working recently as a result of the failure of contract negotiations between the union's negotiating committee and the Association of Motion Picture and Television Producers. Union President Fran Drescher said during a news conference to announce the strike. "We are the victims here. We are being victimized by a very greedy entity. I am shocked by the way the people that we have been in business with are treating us. I cannot believe, quite frankly, how far apart we are on so many things. How they plead poverty, that they're losing money left and right when giving hundreds of millions of dollars to their CEOs. It is disgusting. Shame on them. They stand on the wrong side of history at this very moment." She concluded her remarks by saying, "We are labor and we stand tall. We demand respect and to be honored for our contribution. You share the wealth because you cannot exist without us." The speech, which was posted on social media and seen by millions, was a direct, no-bullshit summary of the union's complaints. One thing AEG has working for them in the fight for hearts and minds is that Drescher is a courageous, forceful speaker. "I am shocked by the way the people that we have been in business with." Another advantage SAG has is that the studio executives opposing them in their contract discussions have not missed a chance to drop the ball. You may be asking, why isn't the government calling out movie studio bosses' donations? The Association of Motion Picture and Television Producers, AMPTP, likewise appears to have overstated their own ability and charisma, while underestimating the creatives who are essential to their industry. From a red carpet in London studios, in actors are walking off the job. Actors here in Hollywood, Cillian Murphy and Emily Blunt, left the screening along with Matt Damon, who said it was in support of colleagues who are struggling to make a living. They seem to have underestimated the tenacity of organized labor in the entertainment industry. At best, they come out as cartoonishly wicked, the type of villains that would need to be rewritten from the screenplay because they are too unlikable. People who are paid millions to operate media firms ought to be more adept at media strategy, right? Since the Writers Guild of America, SAG's sister organization, has been on strike since May. Hollywood will this Friday be hit by its first double strike in decades. Picket lines outside major Hollywood studios are about to get a jolt of new energy. One day strong. One day longer, one day strong. Wave of the summer. Members of both unions are prohibited from participating in any work related to screenwriting or acting while the strike is in progress, which means that shows and films in production will grind to a halt, promotional and red carpet activities will stop, and there will be no more red carpet appearances. Similar demands were made during the contract discussions between the unions that represented authors and actors. It's the classic actor thing of, do you fence? Do you ride horses? Do you drive a car? Both intended to give their members larger shares of the streaming money from the material they created. Both needed safeguards against having their members replaced by artificial intelligence that was less capable, but far more affordable. Both unions have been successful in convincing the public that they feel corporate greed is exploiting them, and that these problems pose an existential danger to the creative industries as a whole. Fewer analysts in Hollywood called out the fact that actors would join the writers' strike, despite the fact that many saw it coming. Most unprepared of all appeared to be the film industry executives, who reportedly have no PR strategy beyond waiting until all union members die of starvation before leaving their Brentwood bunkers and entering the graveyard of writers and actors to create their own version of the next Yellowstone. The future that he has rests with these two women, and he has to protect them in order to survive. I'm only a little bit exaggerating. Members of the AMPTP said earlier this week that the movie industry executive's strategy in negotiations was to let it bleed out until union members start losing their apartments and losing their houses. This claim was made to a deadline. Reporter for some strange reason. According to an insider, mass evictions were a cruel but necessary evil. The report adds the studios and streamers. Next assumption is that cash-strapped writers would approach WGA leadership and demand they resume negotiations before what may turn out to be a very chilly Christmas. Their PR strategy is to threaten to ruin Christmas. Who thought this was a good idea? It didn't seem like a hit piece when I read the Deadline article. Penske Media Group, a significant multimedia conglomerate and the parent firm of Deadline, makes the journal a readily accessible voice for influential business people. Additionally, these dreadful unnamed studio execs were providing on the record. Although anonymous remarks to a writer writing an article on difficult labor negotiations, not taking part in talks overheard on the Acala, the studio's public admission that their strategy was to be super evil. Oh, you're always learning every single job you're learning, no matter who you're working with. But you're right. You're working with these. Was seen by some observers as a negotiating ploy. But in what world is threatening to make people homeless because they want to see more of the profits generated by material that they wrote? Something that will win anybody over? Who is this for? If the intention was to frighten the authors, it failed. If the intention was to convince SAG members to change their 98 strike authorization vote, it failed within 24 hours. Following the articles, publication deadline included a remark from an AMPTP representative, those villainous CEOs didn't speak for the group, and that in reality, the movie executives intended to revive the industry. The Deadline writer also permitted anonymity to the source of the quotation, "everything you need to know about the SAG strike." The AP's public relations gaffes have brought attention to how exploitative the existing entertainment business framework is. Do you think Hollywood is mistreating its writers? How do you think the writers should react to this treatment? Tell us below. That's it for today, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.